Hi, I'm from the George Wiley Center. We're a 40-year-old grassroots organization that's statewide. And I want to really emphasize that this is a statewide crisis that we're facing. We've worked with tenants in Cranston, in Warwick, all over the state that have been facing a crisis before this eviction moratorium is scheduled to expire. So fortunately, we have great leadership that's here today that pulled some of us together, and we started strategizing this moratorium eviction clinic. And amidst that, we were very happy to read on Saturday that Rhode Island Housing is working with the governor's office to streamline the application process. So, it's great to read that in the paper. We're looking forward to when those changes actually come into place, because we have to be clear. People have used this metaphor of the COVID crisis being like a war. And there are some of us that have been on the front lines this whole time, and it's not hyperbole to say that this is life or death, right? Some people like to believe this crisis is over. We see Delta variant increasing, and as we've heard, we're not all at the same level of vulnerability. A lot of our members at the George Wiley Center got involved because they're disabled, they're low income, people of color, also English might not be their first language. So we're doing the best we can, right? One-on-one with our members, with the public that comes in. And it's taken sometimes 4 to 5 hours to submit an application for rent relief. And we can do better, right? If this is a war on this pandemic, multiple crises of public health, racial injustice, and economic crisis, then we need reinforcements, right? And we need to support those of us on the front lines who are seeing this crisis, because maybe not everyone's seeing it quite the same way. That sense of urgency we need to be addressed right now, right? This level of crisis, we've been in it for over a year, and we know this is deadly, and it has life or death consequences, and we can do better, right? We can do better with the leadership like we have right here. We can do better by listening to community-based organizations, right? To make sure that we're not just throwing things online and expecting everyone to have access. The digital divide is real for low-income people in Rhode Island, for people who don't have access, right? And it makes a difference between having housing or not. So we need to expand on our ability to meet people face-to-face in a safe way, right? To make sure they have access to these applications, and that these applications are streamlined to prevent any barriers that may be there, and there are many barriers. And right now, after a year of struggle, it's time to make sure we address every one of them, right? It's a public health crisis that is not class or race blind. This is affecting communities of color disproportionately, and we know that because of levels of unemployment, we have to address the economic crisis. So we need more boots on the ground, and we also need the resources so we can actually fight this epidemic on multiple levels every way we can, right? This is about our neighbors and friends. This is about our families. So we're looking forward to working with Rhode Island Housing, the governor, our legislative officials, to make sure that we're as effective as possible, right? We heard about the term triage. This is a triage moment. Everyone needs to be involved. Everyone needs to be on the same page. And that's the point of this press conference, is really to sound the alarm, to shine a light on organizations that are out there on the front lines that can share lessons, right? And give feedback to make sure that the funds that are coming from the federal government that we've all paid, let's be clear, right? This is our tax money that's coming to us, and we should have a voice in how that money is distributed and make sure that folks on the front lines get the support to do the best job possible.